Hey Cody, welcome to your Taurus reading. Super excited to get into this, and hopefully it will be a better message than the one from Aries season. But hang on, I'm so sorry. It's like a little grainy. I don't know why. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know. Things have been weird with like the lighting in here lately and the fuzziness. I apologize. Working on it. Anyway, um, yeah. So, um, there's a lot going on though. There's a lot of retrogrades right now, which means that the planets are basically, they look like they're going backward. Um, but basically they're slowing down is what they're doing, in their orbital rotation, and it looks like they're moving backward. But as a result, um, it gives us a time to step back and reflect, and they'll come up in the reading. There's going to be four of them coming up really soon. Pluto's already happening. We have Venus coming, which is your ruling planet, so that one you're going to feel probably a bit. Then we have Jupiter, and then we have Saturn as well. So it's a it's a lot going on. So, and the theme with the other Libra readings that I've done has been, it's time for this rebirth, right? It's time to purge and it's time to grow. First card out, Ace of Swords. Yeah, it's time to cut out what isn't working anymore. This could be a person, this could be ideas, this could be that, just things that aren't giving you worth anymore. You know what I mean? Just things that aren't doing well for you. Cut them out. You don't need them. And if you've been hanging on to that for a little bit, yeah, it's gotta go. If you're dealing with an Aquarius, they are really causing some issues. So the Star, which is the Aquarius card, 5 of Wands and 3 of Swords. There's a lot of conflict here, and it's a lot of heartbreak. If you have recently just had a fight, or you had this heartbreak with an Aquarius or possibly a Capricorn as well, it's really calling for you to let it go. If you've been holding on to this pain for a while, now's the time to let it go. Pluto is going to purge a lot of emotions out of us right now. To give you a little bit of a background, I've been going through a lot myself, and I've been needing to go on my own personal journey to purge. And what I found is there's been things from my teenage and childhood years related to my dad that I thought I was over, and I wasn't. So as a result, I'm purging that and going through that journey myself. So it's a lot. It's a lot right now. If this isn't an Aquarius, this could be a dream that maybe you were fighting over, or something that just didn't come true that led to some really heartachy feelings. Either way, the advice here would be to check it out. You'll know better than I will what it is, but once it comes up, if it hasn't come up already, don't ignore it. Really dive into it and purge it out. However you need to move past it, whether it's writing about it, making something, coming to terms with you didn't do anything wrong, or if you did do something wrong, just coming to terms with it ended because it had to end, right? And it wasn't going to ever be. That's the other thing. Could be too, if this is an Aquarius or a person, this is an ideal, maybe something that you thought was going to work out with someone, and it just didn't work out, and there was just a lot of conflict and pain. If that's the case, then come to terms with, yeah, it sounded great on the surface, but deep down you knew it wasn't going to work out, but yet you pushed, and here we are. And you know what, this Capricorn really wants to come out. So if this is about a Capricorn at all, let it go. I don't think this is about Saturn in the retrograde coming up with that. So if this is about a Capricorn, let that go. Especially if you've been having anxiety over a relationship that you thought could have been. You know, you thought it was all good. You thought they had a lot to offer, but they really didn't. Oof. It feels a little heavy. Like, you know, I feel like it's weird when I do these readings now. It's like, it's nice because I can really connect to the person. And it feels like you're in the room right now. And it's like, I can feel this Nine of Swords energy, this like anxiety. The best, like I said, Cody, just take the sword. You get it early. Just take it and chop, 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 chop. Just let it all go. It's not gonna help to hang on to that energy. This feels like it's Pluto, but also Venus. So Venus deals with love. Pluto destroys everything that we don't need in our life anymore. So that's why there's a lot of purging going on, because it's like, why you hang on to these feelings? Why you hang on to this? You don't need this. Get rid of it. Gotta go. You know, so that's what's going on here. Which is in Capricorn. And then Venus deals with love, abundance. And abundance, sorry, doesn't just have to be money. It could be love, it could be creativity, whatever you view as abundance. And all of that ties into worth. So, and I know, you know, what we've been talking about a little bit here and there is it's been a little up and down, and you feel like, you know, not much is going on. And yeah, you know, I totally get it. I'm in the same boat. So, you know, but we got to do the work to get to that next spot. Five of Pentacles, what popped out next. But it seems like it almost feels like you can't move past this. Perhaps because you really love them, or you have something to say to them that you haven't said yet. If you really love the person, which is leading to that heartache, then my advice would be to try and just take a little bit of time for yourself and dive into the situation, or lean on support that you know you can trust to move you past the situation. Just the longer you let this fester and let this stew, the more complicated it's going to get, and the heavier the feelings are going to get, and then you're going to wish that you just got rid of it now. Don't be stubborn. Just let it go now. When we look at the extended, we'll dive more into the cards and see what's going on. I'm sorry I never did your Aries extended. I apologize. So in the extended, what we do is we'll go card by card usually, or like every 2 cards, and we'll shuffle out more cards to clarify and see what other information we can gather. Oh, it's a lot, you know. It's definitely a lot, but it's gonna be okay. That's the thing we have to keep remembering, is it may feel heavy and it may feel like there's no hope, but there's hope on the horizon, and things will get better. Just keep doing the groundwork, and it's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off. All right, what else do we have here? It's like, oh my gosh. It's like harping on this whole situation, which means it could possibly take you the whole month to just get through the situation, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. 7 of Swords. It's reiterating here that this relationship, friendship, whatever it was full of lies, and they were just talking behind your back, and they didn't really have your best interest ever. Like I was saying, you know, at this point now the cards are just trying to give you like a consistent reiteration, like boom, 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 boom. I wish I could hug you, so I'm gonna give you a virtual hug. tough. You know, it's tough. It's bad enough, like, being in that mental state of feeling alone, and then to be smacked with more shit, and, you know, and then feeling like you have to do it alone. It's tough. You know, I get it. Next two cards out, we like these. The Hermit and Four of Swords. So, if you're dealing with a Virgo, maybe give that some rest. But if you're not dealing with a Virgo, which based on the rest of the cards, I don't think this is a Virgo. Ooh, I am so sorry for that noise. This is basically saying take time to think. Once you purge this information and you've collected it and you've gotten to terms with it, take some time for yourself and think about, okay, where do I want to go now? I've purged what I need to purge, right? In terms of now. Now, what's going to make me feel good? What's going to give me worth? What does that look like for Cody? Think about that. Excuse me. And rest. Give yourself time to heal. Give yourself time to rest. And rest. The rest has been coming up so much in these readings, and as a person that never rests, you know, I'm like trying to like put it out there, like rest, because the energy is thick, and it's really gonna start kicking off with this full moon on the 6th or 7th in Scorpio. Things will be said. So just, you know, be careful. 3 of Wands. Yeah, the plan might be to leave. Leave where? I don't know. Does it mean moving on your own? Maybe. But bottom of the deck, I think it's taking a risk more so. And what's that risk look like? The risk in the move is you're planting seeds, and once those seeds are planted, very quickly do they transform into something that gives you a lot of worth. So 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. This is really good. And it's giving you a chance to really, like I said, plant some seeds about what's going to make you feel worth it. What does that look like? And by the end of the month, you have that answer. And once we clarify in the extended, hopefully we get some, you know, a little bit more clarity. But you figure out what your abundance is and how to get that abundance and what that looks like. The plan starts to get put into motion. And then quickly things start to piece together and make sense, which is good. But there's one more hurdle. 6 of Cups. If there was something from your childhood that ends up popping up, and it's something that you're not really sure how to handle because it's making you feel stuck, 2 of Swords. This is at the bottom of the deck. And then 5 of Swords right afterward, and there's been some lies about it. Something in your childhood that you were lied to about, and that's something that's holding you back. And it's been making you feel stuck for a little bit. Either that, or this is something in your childhood that you feel stuck about, but you're lying to yourself about. So whatever that is, once this pops up at the end of the month, after you've, you know, accomplished those seed plantings, it's like, okay, great, pushing you some more, and here it comes. Venus is really going to push Libras with this retrograde. I'm telling you, it's going to be a challenge for you guys, but I know you're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. And the last 3 cards to wrap up the reading at the bottom of the deck, yeah, you're going to get through it. It's going to work out the way it needs to. The World, the Chariot, the Lovers. By Gemini season, the blessings that are coming in for you, everything's starting to feel better. The world starts to feel maybe almost a little back to normal. and you now know where you want to go next, and you take that energy, that Taurus bull energy, and you start ramming into Gemini season, knowing where you want to go, and you start to communicate that. And the more you communicate it and the more driven you are, the bigger the reward. All right. I know there's a lot to get through. Let me just pull some of these cards back because this was a long reading. There's a lot to talk about, which is fine. Oh my god. Okay, bottom of the deck continued. Six of Wands, Ace of Wands. Yeah. Really good things. Big celebrations. Opportunities coming. Like I said, it's all going to be okay. Let's take a look at the cards, and then we'll dive in a little bit more, shuffle some out. Alright, so here we go. So, like I said, starting early, right? Ace of Swords, we have to purge. We have to. If we don't, it's just going to make matters worse. So we need to let it go now while we can. And then what's the situation about? Well, it was either about dreams, about an Aquarius, either way, you know, or about a Capricorn. But either way, this whole situation, we knew it. In the end, you knew it wasn't going to work out. But yeah, you know, you went through it anyway. And the anxiety and the fear, you know, has kept you about what you thought this relationship was, is now keeping you stuck and feeling alone, you know? I feel like you're trying to do this all alone. And, you know, there's just more lies that have just been coming up with this. So the result is to take some time for yourself. And once you've gotten through this, take some time and think about where do you want to go? Right? And rest. Rest. Isolate for a little bit. Not too long. But like maybe take an hour a day. Just for yourself. And really think. And then rest. And then the risk. And then what's from that risk? Planting seeds, which quickly turns into bam. Right? Quickly turns into worth. And then from there, we get tested again. Something from the childhood comes up that is making you feel stuck, or has been making you feel stuck for a little bit of time now. But ultimately, either you were lying to yourself or someone was lying to you about the situation. But once that's put away, bam, new beginnings can start. Lots of blessings coming in. You know where you want to go on your life path. In terms of career, in terms of just everything, where do you know what your outlook looks like, and by Gemini season, you're ready to go. And as long as you stay driven on that path, the abundance is real. It doesn't just have to be money, like I said. This abundance can be whatever you want it to be, but there's a lot of celebration going on here, which is really good. And there is an opportunity waiting for you as well. So let's check it all out. Yeah, let's shuffle out. Ace of Swords, I'm not going to shuffle for Ace of Swords because we already know it's self-explanatory. You need to cut. You just have to make the cut. So let's look at the star. If this, what about this Aquarius? Or, you know, maybe it's an Aquarius and a Capricorn, you know, but this person, oh, this is getting sticky. Sagittarius came out. Well, damn. If this isn't about a Sagittarius, this is about, you know, it's about one of these two. This is basically saying you are putting in a lot more effort into the relationship and not getting enough back. And that really made you feel a certain type of way, which possibly led to this conflict. Because you're always telling them, like, hey, I'm worth it, you know, and I'm wanting what I want. But yet, you're over here offering me so little. And as a result, you know, you've been kind of holding back a little bit. And like, well, do I say anything? Do I not say anything? And then instead you're like, well, I'll just stay stuck. which then leads to the conflict, right? And leads to that Three of Swords moment. Let's look at the Devil. Ten of Pentacles came out. Interesting. If this isn't about a person and this is about the Saturn retrograde, Saturn will restructure. And if we're looking at restructuring finances, if you've been worried about money, that's coming up here too. If not though, this person, this Capricorn could have been trying to leech off of you, it looks like, and that's not good. And over, based on what's saying down here, making some empty promises. And then in turn, that was making you feel a certain type of way. Right? Feeling anxious. Look at it, 9 of Swords. The Moon and 7 of Wands. Interesting that it's giving you these two. The way I'm going to take this is by the full moon. I'm just trying to get the glare out. Okay, there we go. Okay. By the full moon. It just wants to glare again. I am so sorry. By the full moon. There we go. You overcome that anxiety. So this is all going to happen within the next week or so, and that will happen. And you get the courage to move forward, to move out of this stuck relationship, out of this whole thing. The key here is going to be to trust your gut. Whatever your gut is telling you about this is right. Don't ignore it, because you've already ignored it. And am I really going to pull that? Alright, that's what came out. We're going to pull it. We're not going to have any cards up for the rest of the reading. But it really wants to... Okay, it really wants to focus on this to really make things clear. So let's make it clear. Alright, there's a lot of cards that came out, so we're going to go one by one. So we got Judgment, King of Swords. Let's start there. Things need to be said. Alright, again, with the full moon coming up, things will be said. Either you're going to say them or someone's going to tell them to you. But either way, though, it might be a little harsh. And what you thought you had with this person, it's time to leave it behind. And sure, you might temporarily feel stuck about it, but the Scorpio full moon is going to push you really hard and push you to a new emotional state where there's lots of happiness and lots to celebrate. But first, we have to get rid of the things that aren't working out anymore. All the old values, all the old traditions, there's things that aren't working anymore, got to go. Taurus is in, Uranus is in Taurus right now. This is going to feel unexpected, but the cards are giving you the heads up. Anticipate it. Because when it hits, it won't be as bad. Not saying it's going to be easy, just at least you know it's coming. Alright, let's look at the Hermit. What are we thinking about? These cards are coming out in stacks. This rarely happens, but what's going on here? What are we thinking about? Okay. Creativity and communication. Alright, good. Thinking about what you want in terms of creativity and then communicating that to possibly yourself, possibly to someone else. Good. Alright, and then, that's going to tie in with that 7 of Pentacles, all of that, right? That's going to tie in with this. What do you want? So let's pull those out too. And then you really, really push hard and to get what you want. And you work really hard to go toward this goal. possibly a little over ambitious, but that's okay. It's better to be a little overly ambitious than not. But just be careful that you don't get burnt out. Remember, rest. Okay? Take things slow. Doesn't mean you can't be ambitious and take it slow, but take things slow. Although, because, as we know, you're still gonna be feeling a little sad, and then we have this thing, from the childhood that's gonna pop up. So take things a little slow. All right. Once Jupiter goes retrograde, that's when the luck will change, and things will be able to really begin anew for you, and you'll have some tools to make that success happen. Just make sure you keep the eyes on the prize. That's the key point here. The old stuff needs to go. Don't focus on it. If you continue to focus on what was up here, you're not going to be able to move forward to all the good things, right? All of these good things that are coming. We want this. We want that. So where are we going? Right? What does that look like? Let's see. What do I need to know about it? Usually these cards do not be jumping out in like chunks like that, but I don't question it. If it happens, it happens. Move on. We're moving to a place of self-worth. You earn those pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. Right? Good. Nobody can take that away from you. That's what I love about that card. This card's been pop up at like all the right times in all the readings, and it's just been great. So I'm like, yes, that's what we need to hear. 10 of Cups. Bam! We love it. Those two together. Great. There's even a possibility of you getting into a relationship. My advice here would be, if this does come up, to wait until the retrograde is over, around June 10th or so. Wait. Doesn't mean you can't talk to them, but don't make things official. Wait. Because this could look really good, but do you have all the answers? Are things what they seem? Just wait. What else we got? Yeah, just wait, because you may feel a little stuck if you make too many rash celebrations about this potential relationship here. But taking the risk could definitely pay off. But in the meantime, though, just kind of pull back and wait for things to play out. Wait until Venus retrograde is over. In the meantime, continue to leave behind what wasn't working for you, and leave behind anybody that is making you an option, or anybody that you have to babysit, or if you're giving people too much stuff. Let that go. Instead, think about what you want. Where do you want to travel to? What wishes do you want to come true in your life? This is a great way to end the reading. Where does Cody want to go? Because in the end, all the hard work you put in leads to you at your core. All right. There it is, Cody. A little bit of work to do. And by a little bit, probably a lot of work to do. But I know you can do this. It's going to be great. All right. I love you.